Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I'm Barbara, and today is part 2 of how I'm planning my garden for, I was gonna say next year, but this year, because we're already in a new year. So happy new year to all of you. And if you didn't catch my first video, I did a video that I dropped last week about how I'm planning my garden part 1. And in that video, I talked about the first step, and today is all about step number 2. So if you're ready, go ahead and get your notepad, paper, your beverage of choice, and let's talk about how I'm gonna plan my garden on the second part. Okay, so in that first video, I talked about the very first step when you're planning your garden is to review what you've already done. So in that video, I talked about how I looked at what I had planted this past year in the summer, and I also looked the year before that because that was my first year gardening, and I kind of reviewed the things that went well and the things that didn't. So that is step number 1, right? Is to first figure out what went well the last time that you planted. And if you're a new gardener, then you don't have that step because you haven't planted anything. But I told you to think about what are the things that your family likes to eat, right? What are the things that you know how to cook? What are the things that you have an interest in growing? Okay, so today is all about step 2, which is get organized, right? Figure out what you already have. So before you start to order seeds and buy and spend a whole bunch of money at all of the seed companies, you want to organize and figure out what you have. So what I'm going to show you today is how I got myself organized, which is on part 2 that we're talking about today, and then how I move on to start ordering my seeds. So what I want to show you, and I did this in a previous video, but this is how I store my seeds. You can see here, this is like it's actually a photo case, right? So you can see it has a handle, just like that. You pop it, and it comes with like, I think it's 24 of these. It's a photo case. They're 4x6, so guess what? It's perfect for seeds, right? So this is how I have been storing all my seeds. And y'all, I just started this maybe 2 or 3 months ago. It is a game changer, okay? Before that, I had all of my seeds in Walmart bags. I had in these little pouches. They weren't organized because I had accumulated so many that all of my fruits and herbs and vegetables were all together, all messed up. But I'm a pretty organized person. At least I like to think that I am. So this works perfectly for me. I cannot stress the importance enough of being organized and knowing what you have before you go and buy seeds, right? So once I organize all my seeds, it's clear for me to see what I have. So for example, this is my broccoli pack. I have 2 packets of broccoli seeds left. That's it. So that tells me I need to order more broccoli, right? So instead of me not knowing that, and I forget to order it, then I would be, up the creek, right? So that's how that helps. Also, look at this, empty. These are my collards. And if you guys have seen in previous videos, I planted a lot of collards this fall, a lot. And so I'm completely out of collard seeds. I'm completely out of carrot seeds. Okay, but let's say onions, right? So onions, I have 2 different things, right? And I have, let's see, there's 4 in there. So those are like red onions. Here are like some bunching onions. There's like 4 more in there. So already that's 8 packs of onion seed, okay? I'm not ordering onion seed this time for a couple of reasons. One, I have plenty, and what I have found is that I want to try onion sets. So I actually purchased some onion sets that I'm going to grow this year instead of seed. I've heard that those seem to be a little bit easier to get established and to grow. So that's what I'm going to try. So I didn't order more onion seeds for this year. Also, you can see my lettuce one is like chock full, right? Tons of lettuce seeds. And again, tons is relative, right? Can you have too many seeds? I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that, right? But here's what I'm saying, is that this was my second step, is that I got all of my seeds together. And for the most part, most of them were already together. I had to buy a second one, as you can see, because I still had some in bags. And mostly in here are herbs and flowers. I am going to be growing flowers for the first time this year, so I'm really excited about that, to have cut flowers. So that is step one of part 2, is to organize your seeds, get all your seeds together, figure out what you have, figure out how many you have, and make a quick list of the things that are empty or of the things that you have a little bit of, okay? So let's move on to what I did next, okay? So I'm gonna bring you over here and show you my computer. So part 2 of step 2 is, once I organized all my seeds, then comes the fun part, right? All of the beautiful seed catalogs. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Y'all, there is nothing better than sitting by the fire going through your seed catalogs. Now, when I did this, I wasn't by the fire. I was actually in vacation on Florida, so I was by palm trees, but you know, it doesn't matter. So y'all, if you don't do what I'm saying, it is so tempting to go through this book and buy everything that you see, because they make the pictures beautiful. It piques your imagination. It does all the things. So what I did was, and I'm going to give you a shot of my computer. I went through each of these seed catalogs, and let's see if I can show you one. Okay. Here's a good one. So you see I have the little notepads here. So I went through all of them without taking into consideration what I needed or anything. I just marked the things that I liked, things that I knew my family ate, things that I've already grown, things that I may be interested in trying, right? I just marked and circled, flagged, highlighted. I did that for every catalog, right? Then I came through and I actually put it into a spreadsheet on my computer. Now, that may be a little overkill for you, right? I'm just showing you what I did. And so take the good parts that resonate with you, and the parts that you don't like, throw out. You don't have to do it. What I'm saying, this is not how you have to do it. I'm just sharing my process. So I actually went through and just went into an Excel spreadsheet, and you can see here, the 3 main catalogs that I used this time were Johnny's, Baker Creek, and Botanical Interest. So I went and listed everything, let me go back, that I may have had an interest in growing, right? I did it by company, right? Anything that I had not grown before, I kind of put in yellow, that something was like new for me to try. And I just did that, okay? So let me tell you why I did it that way. One is because you will find that some seed companies sell the same thing, right? So if you like Waltham butternut squash, they may sell it at Johnny's and they may sell it at Baker Creek. So when you list it all down by company, then you can see, oh, they both sell it. And as you get ready to go make your orders, then you can make the determination of which company you want to order from, or if you're ordering from both of them, which company you want to order the most from, right? But when you see that both companies are selling the exact same thing, then you can be more strategic about where you place your order, right? So for example, as I was going through this, Botanical Interest, which is one of the ones that I like, they had free shipping over $60, right? For Baker's Creek, they offer free shipping all the time, right? For Johnny's, their shipping is a little bit more expensive. So think about if I found something on my spreadsheet that I wanted. Let's just say it was green beans. And let's say that Botanical Interest sells it as well as Baker Creek, right? If I'm really close to my $60 threshold on Botanical Interest and I want to get free shipping, then I may decide to get my green beans from Botanical Interest, right? Because it just makes sense, right? Or if Baker Creek is free shipping and I want to try to get as much as possible on my Baker's Creek order, then I may put it there. Hopefully that makes sense. But you can't be that strategic if you don't plan, right? So that is what I did. I organized my seeds, and then I went through the seed catalogs and wrote everything down that I wanted. So I'm going to share a little bit more, and then I want you to do the same thing. And I want you to put in the comments if there's anything that you do in your planning process that maybe I haven't talked about, or any tips for us and other gardeners, please put it down below. Okay, so let's talk about just in terms of the next step. Again, before you order your seeds. So I've talked a little bit about how I organized my seeds. Then I just put everything into an Excel spreadsheet that I thought I might want, that looked cool, that looked interesting. And so now, as you get ready to start preparing to order your seeds, one of the things to think about is, what is your budget, right? And so everybody's budget may be different depending on what scale you're growing on. If you're a first-time gardener, if you just have some raised beds, if you have a greenhouse. So everybody's budget and scale is going to be different. And no matter where you are, it's fine. But know what your budget is as you start to determine what you're going to order, right? And here are some things that I thought about. So I listed everything at once, but everything that I listed down the first time didn't make the cut, right? Why? So I might have put down maybe 5 new types of tomatoes I want to try, but I may ended up thinking, you know what? I don't have the space for that, or instead of me trying 5 new ones, maybe I'll try 3, whatever the case may be. So it's okay to just list everything that you want or think you may want or have an interest in first, then go back through and narrow down your list, right? Keeping in mind, what is it that your family eats, okay? What is it that you know how to prepare, right? What is it does your family eat a lot of? You know, if your family loves okra and you're the only one in your house that loves corn, then you may order more okra than you do corn, right? So narrow down based on what makes sense for your budget, what makes sense for your family, what makes sense for your family size, okay? And so also, one of the things I did is I give myself liberty to grow something new every time. It's what I'm going to try and do, right? So things that I haven't grown before. So in my fall garden right now, I have 1 Swiss chard growing because I've never grown it before and I've never eaten it. I don't even know what it tastes like. I don't know how to prepare it. I heard that you prepare it similar to greens. I'm not sure. If you have a fantastic recipe, please put it down below. But I didn't grow tons of it. I grew 1, right? So that I can see if I like it. And if I do, then I'll grow more next fall. So don't only plant what you like. Plant something new, right? Plant something that you can't get at the store. That's one of the beauties and the joys of gardening, right? I was at somebody's farm a few weeks ago, and they had purple cauliflower, right? I like cauliflower. I don't love cauliflower, right? And so for me, there's no purple cauliflower growing in my garden. There's traditional white cauliflower, but the purple was so pretty, right? It was just beautiful. So I was thinking, well, maybe I'll grow a purple one. Again, if it's nothing but just for looks or just to give it to someone, you know, as a gift who might love purple cauliflower, right? So give yourself permission to not just do what you and your family likes, but try something new in your garden each season, right? Try a vegetable that you've never eaten before. Try a vegetable that you've never grown before. Try an herb to use in a tea or a tincture or something like that. So that is what I did. I organized all my seeds. I put everything down in a spreadsheet, and then I narrowed down the list and figured out, okay, this is what I think I want to order. So that is part 2. So keep in mind, though, there are other things that I did that I'm going to share in the next video. So there's a part 3 and a part 4 to this maybe. I may combine parts 3 and 4, but this should get you on your way with this second step. So I hope that this information was helpful as I'm walking you through my journey of how I'm planning my garden. I wish you the best. Remember that gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. And if you like what you're seeing on this channel, please do me a favor and like and subscribe and share it to your social media. Until next time, let's grow together.